I recently faced a father's worst nightmare. The HOA president called in SWAT on me with my 10-year-old still asleep down the hall. And her excuse? She told 911 I was holding my own kid hostage with a rifle. Funny thing is, the only thing held hostage that day was the truth after we gave her a taste of her own medicine. But let me start from the beginning. It's 5:34 a.m. A big engine idles outside my house. Red-blue lights paint my walls. No siren, just tactics. I look through the blinds. A black SWAT truck, rifles, calm steps. My daughter, Chloe, sleeps down the hall. She does not need to see this. A voice comes through a loudspeaker. It is loud and sharp. It cuts through the morning quiet. Ethan Hayes, this is the police. We have the house surrounded. Come out with your hands up. Come out now. My mind cycles through a checklist. Unpaid taxes? No. I'm an accountant. Outstanding warrants? I've never even had a speeding ticket. What is happening? Then, I remember the trencher. I rented a small trencher yesterday to lay a new sprinkler line in my front yard. A project. Something to do. The Homeowners Association are HOA's rules about landscaping. The rules are long. I read them. My project is within the rules. But the HOA president, Eleanor Vance, does not like me. She thinks my garden ornaments are tacky. I think her power trips are tacky. Ethan Hayes, come out now. Do not make us come in. The voice is harder now. I go to my closet. I pull on a pair of jeans and a gray t-shirt. I do not put on shoes. I want to look as non-threatening as possible. I walk down the stairs. I can see the front door. I can see the flashing lights making patterns on the floor. I think about Eleanor. Yesterday, she stood on her porch and watched me work. Her arms were crossed. Her face a tight mask of disapproval. We did not speak. We did not need to. I walked to the front door, put my hands up high, turn the lock, and open the door. I step outside onto my porch. The air is cool. The light is gray. It is just before dawn. Several rifles point at my chest. Red laser dots dance on my t-shirt. Walk towards me slowly. Keep your hands where I can see them. I do what he says. I walk down my porch steps. I walk onto the grass. The grass is damp with dew. It is cold on my bare feet. Two officers come forward. They are fast. One grabs my hands and puts them behind my back. The plastic cuffs are tight. They pat me down firm, but professional. What is this about? I ask. My voice is steady. I will not give them any reason to see me as a threat. We had a call, the lead officer says. He has a calm face. He looks tired. A report of a man with a gun, digging trenches. Military-style assault. The caller said you were unstable. Said to be careful. Said you might shoot. I stare at him. I process the words. Unstable. Gun. Shoot. Eleanor Vance. The pieces click into place like numbers in a ledger. The only thing I have is a rented trencher. I say. I'm laying a sprinkler line. The machine is in the backyard. There are no guns in my house. The officer looks at my face. He holds my gaze for a long moment. He is looking for lies. He will not find any. Clear the house, he says into his radio. A team of officers moves past me and enters my home. I hear them inside. Clear. Clear. Upstairs, clear. They are efficient. They do not break anything. The lead officer takes me to the back of a police car. He does not put me inside. We just stand there. My daughter is asleep upstairs. I say. She's 10. Please be quiet. My daughter, Chloe, is my main concern. The officer nods. We know. The caller mentioned she was a hostage. The cold stone in my chest gets colder. A hostage. Eleanor said that. She put my daughter into her fantasy. The team comes out. No weapons, sir. Just a little girl asleep in her bed. There's a small trenching machine in the backyard. Looks like a landscaping project. My trench ran near her secret tap. She knew it. I didn't yet. Cuffs off. He nods toward Eleanor's lit windows, apologizes, and the truck rolls away. The sergeant lingers. He taps his body cam to bookmark and lowers his voice. File a records request for the 911 audio and CAD log, he says, handing me a card with a case number in Sharpie. If it's what I think it is, you'll want it in your pocket. Across the street, a blind snaps shut. Another porch light flares, then dies. In Chloe's window, a nightlight glows, steady as a lighthouse. I breathe until my hands stop trembling. Numbers, procedure, paper. That's how we survive this. The sun is starting to come up. The sky is turning pink and orange. It is a beautiful morning, except for the tire tracks on my lawn and the hollow feeling in my gut. I stand on my porch. My house is quiet again. Chloe is still asleep. She is safe, but I am not. Eleanor Vance declared war. She used the police as her weapon. I would hear later on the 911 tape her words, shoot if they resist. I am just an accountant. I deal with numbers, not with this kind of crazy. My hands are shaking now, just a little. It is not fear. It is rage. A cold, quiet rage. I go inside. I sit at my kitchen table. I look at the clock, 6:15 a.m. I pick up my phone. I have one call to make. I dial the number. He answers on the first ring. Mark, I say, I need you. My hook is in the water. I have called my brother. Mark arrives at 7:45 a.m. I have a timestamp in my notebook. He does not drive a loud truck or a fast car. He drives a sensible, dark gray sedan. It is clean. The inside probably has a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher. That is Mark. He is my younger brother, but he has always been the protector. When he gets out of the car, he does not look angry. He looks methodical. He carries a plain black backpack. He walks up to my door, and I let him in. He gives me a quick, firm hug. You okay? He asks. Is Chloe okay? We're fine, I say. She slept through the whole thing. I told her the police were here because of a false alarm down the street. Mark nods. He approves of the lie. Protect the innocent. That is his code. We sit at the kitchen table. I have a pot of coffee ready. He takes a mug. He does not add sugar or cream. Mark takes things as they are. Tell me everything, he says, from the beginning. Don't leave anything out. I tell him. I start with renting the trencher. I describe Eleanor's look. I detail the arrival of the SWAT team. I repeat the words the officer used. Hostage, unstable, shoot if they resist. I show him my notebook with the timestamps. Mark listens. He does not interrupt. He just sips his coffee and nods. His eyes are calm, but I know him. He is processing. He is building a threat assessment. He is forming a plan. When I finish, he is quiet for a full minute. He looks out the window at Eleanor's house, her perfectly manicured lawn, her ridiculous, oversized wreath on the door. It is July. Okay, he says finally. He sets his mug down. She crossed a line, a big one. This is not a disagreement about ornaments anymore. She created a situation where you, or an officer, could have been killed. I nod. That is the part that chills me. The part about Chloe being a hostage, that is unforgivable. We're not going to punch back, Mark says. He looks me in the eye. We're going to build a case. Evidence beats muscle always. We are going to be so thorough, so documented, that when we make our move, she will have no defense, no excuses, no escape. He opens his black backpack on the table. It is not full of weapons. It is full of tools, a digital camera, a small audio recorder, a waterproof field notebook, several plastic evidence bags of different sizes, a small GPS unit. He is an army of one, an army of procedure. First, he says, pushing the field notebook and a pen towards me. You are going to continue your log. Everything. Every time you see her, every car that parks in front of her house, every time she lets her dog on your lawn. Time, date, event. Be boring, be detailed, be an accountant. I can do that. That is my language. Second, he pulls out a small box. Inside is a tiny camera, no bigger than my thumb. This is a birdhouse camera. We are going to mount it in the oak tree. It has a view of your front yard, your gate, and the street. It's motion activated. It will record to a small card. It's on your Wi-Fi so you can view it live. We will check it every morning. He looks at me. This is for defense, to document anything else she tries to pull. I nod. It makes sense. It is a silent witness. We mount the birdhouse cam from the street. It looks like decor. Third, Mark says back at the kitchen table, we establish a baseline. He pulls out his phone. He looks something up. We need to know your utilities. I want you to take a photo of your water meter and your electric meter today. We will do it every day at the same time. If she tries something, we will see the spike. This is smart. This is data. I feel more in control. We are not just waiting for her next move. We are setting traps made of numbers. We go outside, and I take the photos. The water meter is near the curb. The electric meter is on the side of the house. I email the photos to him and save them to a new folder on my computer. The folder is labeled Vance. Fourth, he says, and this is the most important part. We do everything by the book. Your sprinkler project. Is it 100% to code? Did you get the right permits? It's a simple low-voltage system, I say. No permit required. But the HOA rules say I have to submit a plan. I did. They approved it 2 months ago. I have the email. Good, Mark says. We operate in the light. She operates in the dark. That is our advantage. He pulls out his phone again. He makes a call. Yes, hello? I need to schedule a utility marking for a residential address. He gives them my address. Yes, for a sprinkler system installation. He hangs up. That's 811, the call before you dig service. They will send crews out to mark all the public utility lines in your yard. Gas, water, electric, cable. It's the law, and it's smart. It also shows we're following procedure. Every step we take is documented by a third party. I watch him. He is calm. He is in his element. He has turned my suburban street into a field of operations. He has given me a mission. Collect data, follow the rules, prepare. He packs his bag. I'll be back tomorrow morning to check the camera and the meters with you, he says at the door. Call me if anything happens. Anything at all. After he leaves, the house feels less empty. The rage is still there, but now it has a purpose. It is fuel for the methodical work ahead. I sit at my desk and open a new spreadsheet. I create columns for date, time, observation, and photos. I am back in my world, the world of evidence and proof, the world where things have to add up. Night falls. Chloe is in bed. I sit in the living room in the dark, watching the street. The neighborhood is quiet. Then I hear it. A sound that does not belong. A faint squeak, then another. The time is 11:42 p.m. I log it. The sound is faint, but it is sharp. It is the sound of metal protesting. My side gate. I built that gate with Chloe 2 years ago. We painted it forest green. It has a slight squeak that I have been meaning to oil. Now, I am glad I did not. The sound is a quiet alarm. I do not move from my chair. My phone is in my hand. I send a text to Mark. Side gate. One word. He will understand. A reply comes back instantly. Camera is live. Stay put. Do not engage. You are a witness. He is right. My job is to observe. My job is to document. I go to my laptop on the kitchen table. I open the app for the birdhouse camera. The image is grainy. It is in night vision, all shades of gray and green, but it is clear enough. A man is at my gate. He is dressed in dark clothes. A hoodie is pulled up over his head. I cannot see his face. He is not a big man. He seems nervous. He keeps looking over his shoulder, up and down the quiet street. He carries something in his hand, bolt cutters. My heart hammers against my ribs. A steady heartbeat. This is real. This is happening. Eleanor did not stop with a phone call. She has sent someone to my property. I watch on the screen as he puts the jaws of the bolt cutters around the latch. The latch is thick steel. I put it there myself. He struggles. He puts his weight into it. There is a sharp crack. The sound is loud enough that I hear it faintly through the walls of my house. The latch is broken. The gate swings open. He slips through into my side yard. He is out of the birdhouse camera's view now. My mind races. What is he here for? The trencher? To vandalize my house. My stomach tightens. Chloe is upstairs asleep. I feel a surge of pure, protective fury. My instinct is to grab the heavy fireplace poker and confront him. But Mark's voice is in my head. Do not engage. You are a witness. I minimize the camera app. I have other cameras, small indoor cameras I set up when Chloe was younger. One points at the back door from the inside. I switch to that view. I wait. A full minute passes. Nothing. Then a shadow moves outside the glass of the back door. My porch light is off. It is very dark back there. The shadow becomes a person, the man from the gate. He tries the doorknob. It is locked. Of course, it is locked. He puts his face close to the glass, trying to peer inside. I am sitting in the dark, not 20 feet away. I hold my breath. He seems to give up on the door. He takes a step back. He pulls something from the waistband of his pants. It is a handgun. He does not point it at the door. He just holds it. He shines a small flashlight around the yard. A quick, jerky scan. The beam catches the trencher. It sweeps across my daughter's swing set. Then, just as he takes a step towards the trencher, a sound pierces the night. It is the small, high-pitched beep of my alarm system's motion sensor in the backyard. I had it installed last year. It is not a loud siren. It is just a chime inside the house at the main panel by the front door, but the sensor itself outside has a small red light that flashes. He sees it. His entire body tenses. He shoves the handgun back into his pants. He turns and runs. He does not run gracefully. He stumbles. He scrambles back towards the side gate. He is gone as quickly as he appeared. The entire event, from the gate's squeak to him fleeing, took less than 3 minutes. I sit in the silence. My hands are clenched into fists. He had a gun. He was in my yard, 10 feet from my daughter's bedroom window, with a gun. The fury I felt before is now a cold, hard certainty. This is not about sprinklers. This is about intimidation. This is a violent threat. I text Mark. He's gone. Had a gun. Fled when backyard motion sensor light flashed. Mark's reply. Good. Stay inside. Lock up. I'm on my way. While I wait, I do exactly as he says. I check every lock on every window and door. Then I go back to my laptop. I saved the footage from the birdhouse camera. I saved the footage from the indoor camera that showed his shadow at the back door. I label the files with the date and time. I am an accountant. I organize. I document. This is my weapon. Mark arrives in 15 minutes. He does not come to the front door. He comes around the back, quiet as a shadow. He has a powerful flashlight. We go into the backyard together. He dropped something, Mark whispers. He points the beam of his flashlight near the gate. Lying on the damp grass is a single work glove, a heavy leather glove. Mark pulls on a pair of nitrile gloves from his pocket. He takes out one of the evidence bags from his backpack. He carefully picks up the dropped glove and places it inside the bag. He seals it. Chain of custody starts now, he says. By the trench, a clean boot print. Mark pours a quick cast. Got it. We stand in the quiet yard, waiting for the plaster to set. The world is asleep, but we are awake. We are collecting proof. Once the cast is hard, Mark gently lifts it from the ground. It is a perfect replica of the boot's sole. He places it carefully in a cardboard box. Okay, he says. Now we call the police. He is specific. Not 911. The non-emergency line. We are not reporting a panic. We are reporting an event. We are filing a report. We are creating a paper trail. I make the call. I am calm. I am factual. I report a trespasser, a broken latch, and the recovery of some items. I mention the video footage. They tell me an officer will be out in the morning to take a statement. They give me a report number. I log it. I log the call. Time, 1:28 a.m. Mark looks at me. He sees the exhaustion and the anger in my eyes. He puts a hand on my shoulder. You did good, Ethan. You stayed calm. You were a good witness. He looks over at the disturbed soil near the boot print. His eyes narrow. He walks over to the water meter at the curb, shining his flashlight on it. He compares it to the picture I took that afternoon. His expression changes. Ethan, he says, his voice low and serious. The meter has been running. A lot. We look at each other. The cut latch. The gun that was a distraction. The real crime is happening underground. We dig at first light. First light is 6 a.m. Mark is already here. He has 2 shovels. They are clean. The man is always prepared. The police officer came and went. He was professional. He took my statement. He logged the glove and the plaster cast of the boot print into evidence. He gave me a case number. I wrote it down. Every detail goes into the log. The officer was skeptical about connecting it to Eleanor Vance without proof. He said, "A neighborhood dispute is one thing, sir. An armed trespasser is another. We'll look into it." I understood. He needs facts, not feelings. Our job is to give him facts. The 811 call we made yesterday paid off. The front yard is now a spiderweb of colored flags and spray paint. Red for electric, yellow for gas, blue for water, orange for communications. The city and utility workers came at first light. They marked the official lines. It gives us a map of the legal infrastructure. It also makes our digging look official. Anyone watching, like Eleanor from her window, will see the flags and assume we are authorized. Mark's foresight is a powerful tool. Okay, Mark says, pointing with his shovel. He stands over the patch of unnaturally wet soil. It is a dark, damp stain on the lawn about 10 feet long. It runs parallel to the city's blue waterline markings. The city line runs along the curb. Your line branches off to your house here. He points to a spot near my front porch. This wet spot is not on that path. It's going sideways, straight towards her property line. I look. He is right. The path of soggy ground makes a direct line from my main water pipe towards Eleanor's prize-winning rose bushes. The meter reading was high, I say, thinking back to the numbers. It showed I used over 500 gallons of water overnight. I didn't run a single faucet. I am an accountant. 500 gallons is not a rounding error. It is theft. It's a slow, steady leak, Mark says, or a slow, steady drain. Designed to be just small enough to go unnoticed on a daily basis. But it adds up. Over a month, a year, it's a lot of water, a lot of money. He hands me a shovel. Let's find the proof. We start to dig. The work is hard but satisfying. Each shovelful of dirt feels like we are getting closer to the truth. We are careful. We cut neat squares of sod and set them aside. We want to be able to put everything back exactly as it was. We are not vandals. We are investigators. The soil is soft and muddy. It clings to the shovels. It smells rich and earthy. We do not talk much. We just fall into a rhythm. Dig, lift, dump. The pile of dark soil grows beside the trench we are making. Gus, from 2 doors down, comes out to get his newspaper. He is a retired mailman with a friendly dog. He sees us digging. He sees the flags. Morning, Ethan. Putting in that sprinkler system, I see. Good on you. Looks like you're doing it by the book. Morning, Gus, I say. Trying to. His comment is a small victory. It confirms Mark's strategy. We look legitimate. We are hiding in plain sight. We are about 2 feet down when Mark's shovel hits something. It makes a dull thud, not the sharp clink of a rock. Hold up, he says. We get on our hands and knees. We clear the loose dirt away with our hand. And there it is, a plastic water pipe. It is blue, just like the main city line. But this pipe is not on the map the 811 crews made. This is an unofficial pipe. We follow it with our hands, clearing more dirt. It runs from a junction on my main line. The junction is a T-shaped pipe fitting. It looks newer than the rest of the pipe. The glue around the seals is still relatively clean. This was installed recently. This is it, Mark says. He is calm, but I can hear the edge of excitement in his voice. This is the illegal tap. The T-pipe fitting diverts a small amount of water from my line into this new, secret pipe. The secret pipe heads directly towards Eleanor Vance's property. One side of the T feeds my house. The other side feeds hers. It is simple. It is brazen. It is theft laid bare in the mud. I take out my phone. I take dozens of pictures, close-ups of the fitting, wide shots showing the pipe's direction. I photograph it with the city's blue markings in the background to show the deviation. I even place a ruler next to it for scale. I document everything. I feel a surge of vindication. This is the proof. This is the fact the police officer needed. It is not just a feeling anymore. It is a physical object, a crime scene in my front yard. I look over at Eleanor's house. The curtains are drawn, but I feel her watching. Does she know we have found it? Does she feel the net closing? I do not feel triumphant. I feel a grim satisfaction, like when you find the one number in a complex audit that is wrong, and suddenly the whole fraudulent scheme becomes clear. Okay, I say, standing up and wiping the mud from my hands. What's next? Mark leans on his shovel. He looks at the exposed pipe, then at Eleanor's house, then back at me. His face is set. His plan is already forming. He is 3 steps ahead. We don't touch it, he says. We don't remove it. We leave it right here as evidence. We have done our part. Now, we bring in the experts, the ones with the badges and the authority. He pulls out his phone. He is not calling the police. He is calling a different city department, the one that deals with this every day, the one that can prove not just where the water is going, but who is using it. We summon city water. The city water department truck arrives at 10:15 a.m. I log it. It is a white utility truck with the city logo on the side. 2 men get out. They are not smiling. They wear heavy boots and serious expressions. They have seen everything. I show them the trench. I show them the illegal T-pipe. The older of the 2 men, whose name tag reads Carlos, lets out a long, low whistle. Well, I'll be, he says, crouching down to get a better look. That's a bold one, right off the meter feed. No permit, no backflow preventer. That's a major code violation and a crime that can be charged as a felony. Mark explains the situation calmly. He tells them about the high meter readings. He tells them about the dispute with the neighbor. He does not mention the SWAT team or the man with the gun. He sticks to the facts at hand. Water theft. Carlos and his partner listen, nodding. This is their world. So, you think she's tapping your line to water her garden? The younger man asks. We believe so, I say. Her lawn is always green, even during the water restrictions last summer. Carlos stands up. He looks over at Eleanor's house. We can prove it, he says. We have a way. He goes back to his truck and returns with a small, sealed container and a clipboard. This is a non-toxic tracer dye, he explains. We are going to introduce it into your line right before this illegal tap. If that line is feeding her house, the dye will show up in her water. It's harmless, but it's bright green. Very, very green. A slow smile spreads across my face. This is better than I could have imagined. A visual, undeniable test. Carlos has me sign a form authorizing the test. He is by the book. I like that. He carefully pours the concentrated green dye into a port on my side of the water line. Then he and his partner go to work. They turn on my front hose bib. Before crossing, Carlos radios for a patrol assist. Clear water flows out. Okay, your line is clear, Carlos says. Now for the main event. He crosses with the officer while his partner, Mark, and I watch from my lawn. With an officer present, Carlos walks to Eleanor's porch. She's asked to turn on her hose for 10 seconds. She does. A second later, water gushes bright green, almost like paint. It pours onto her pristine concrete walkway, a fluorescent green stain spreading like a confession. For a beat, nobody moves. Then curtains ripple up and down the block. Phones rise like periscopes. Gus's grandkid points and shouts, "Slime water." Someone laughs short. Shocked in, the murmurs start. That's her place. No way. Carlos's partner paces the curb, filming the neon stream as it snakes to the gutter. The officer radios a code and takes my statement on the spot, narrating the time and the color for his camera. Behind the glass, Eleanor stands rigid, her white tennis outfit haloed a sick, reflective green. Carlos turns off the water. He takes a photo with his phone. Then he knocks on her front door. We are too far away to hear, but we see it all. Eleanor opens the door. She is dressed in a crisp white tennis outfit. She sees Carlos. She sees the green puddle. Her face, for a split second, shows pure, undiluted panic. Then the mask slams back into place. She starts yelling. Her arms wave. She points at my house. She is blaming me. Carlos is calm. He just talks and holds up his clipboard. She slams the door in his face. Carlos walks back over to us, shaking his head. She denies everything. Says you must have done it. Says you're harassing her. He chuckles. I've been doing this for 30 years. I know a liar when I see one. He looks at his partner. Pull the meter logs. Last 2 years. The partner gets on his laptop in the truck. A few minutes later, he has the data. Here we go, he says, turning the screen towards me. Your account shows a steady, low-level water usage overnight. Every night for the past 18 months, consistent with a slow drain. Her account? She has barely registered any usage for her irrigation system in the same period. Her bills are a fraction of what they should be for a property this size. The numbers prove it. My numbers, his numbers. They tell the same story as the green dye. It is a complete picture. Fraud. Theft. This is great, I say. Thank you. Carlos nods. We'll file a report with the city attorney and the police. Theft of utilities is a serious charge. We'll also be fining her for the illegal connection and the cost of the investigation. And she'll have to pay for a crew to come out and fix this properly, at her expense. As Carlos is talking, his partner, who has been looking at Eleanor's driveway, says, Hey, Carlos, that plumbing truck. Is that who I think it is? We all look. Parked in Eleanor's driveway is a white van for Miller and Son Plumbing. I'll bet you a donut that's her brother-in-law's company, Carlos's partner says. He snaps a picture of the van, getting the license plate. I remember that name from another illegal tap job over in the next town. Family business, I guess. The pieces are all connecting. The man with the bolt cutters was probably not a random thug. He was likely family, sent to scare me off. The boot print we cast might just match the boots her brother-in-law wears to work every day. The city crew finishes their work. They document everything, cap the illegal line, and fill in our trench. They leave the sod neat and tidy. When they drive away, the green stain on Eleanor's walkway is the only sign of what happened. I feel a sense of relief. It is over. We have her. We have the proof. Mark puts a hand on my shoulder. It's not over, he says, his voice quiet. She's a cornered animal now. This is when they are most dangerous. Stay alert. He is right. The victory feels good, but my guard is still up. I have to pick up Chloe from school. I get in my car. The relief I felt is replaced by a low hum of anxiety. I drive to the elementary school. I see Chloe come out, her backpack bouncing. She is smiling. She is safe. My world narrows to that smile. I will protect it, no matter what. I get out of the car to meet her at the pickup spot, and then I see her. Eleanor Vance. She is standing near the gate. She is not here for a child. She is here for me. The school pickup line is about to turn ugly. Eleanor is waiting by the bike racks. Her white tennis outfit is gone. She is wearing a severe gray pantsuit. It looks like armor. Her face is tight with fury. She is staring directly at me as I walk towards Chloe. She is trying to intimidate me. It will not work. I am a numbers guy. Her emotions are just noise. My focus is my daughter. Chloe runs up to me, her face bright. Daddy, we made volcanoes in science class. She hugs my legs. I put my hand on her head. I feel the familiar calm that only she can bring me. That sounds amazing, sweetie, I say. I do not look at Eleanor. I will not engage with her here. This is a school. This is a safe place for children. But Eleanor has no boundaries. She walks towards us. Her steps are fast and sharp on the pavement. Mr. Hayes, she says. Her voice is like ice. I turn to face her, positioning myself slightly in front of Chloe. Eleanor, I say, my voice flat, neutral. This is not the time or the place. You need to stop, she hisses. Her eyes are wild. The mask of the calm, powerful HOA president is gone. This is the real Eleanor, a cornered bully. You need to stop this pathetic little campaign against me. You have no idea who you're dealing with. Chloe presses closer behind my leg. She is scared. I can feel her trembling. That is it. That is the line. We are leaving. I say, my voice low and firm. I take Chloe's hand. Let's go get some ice cream, sweetie. I turn my back on Eleanor. A strategic mistake. I underestimated her desperation. She lunges forward. She does not touch me. She grabs Chloe's other wrist. Her grip is tight. Chloe lets out a small cry of pain and fear. You tell your dad to stop. Eleanor snarls, her face close to my daughter's. Tell him to leave me alone. Time slows down. I see my daughter's terrified face. I see Eleanor's manic eyes. I see her fingers digging into my child's arm. A part of me, a primal, ancient part, wants to react with force, to shove her away, to make her feel a fraction of the fear she is putting into my daughter. But Mark's voice echoes in my mind. Evidence beats muscle. Violence is her language, not mine. I will not stoop to her level. I will not give her the satisfaction of making me the aggressor in front of 24 witnesses. Let go of my daughter, I say. My voice is quiet. It is dangerously quiet. It is the quiet of a fuse burning. It is colder than her icy tone ever could be. I do not shout. I do not threaten. I simply state a fact. Let go of my daughter. A teacher who is on crosswalk duty, Mr. Davies, sees what is happening. He is a young, athletic guy. He is across the yard in seconds. Ma'am, you need to let go of the child right now. He puts a firm hand on Eleanor's shoulder. His voice is calm, but has the solid steel of authority. Other parents are stopping. They are watching. Their phones are out. They are recording. Eleanor seems to realize where she is. She sees the phone cameras. She sees the teacher, her image, her precious reputation. She shoves Chloe's arm away from her, as if it were something dirty. This is ridiculous, she spits out. I was just talking to her. She turns and stalks away, pushing through the crowd of concerned parents. She gets in her expensive white SUV and squeals her tires as she pulls away. I kneel down immediately. Chloe, are you okay? Let me see. Chloe is crying silently. Her face is pale. I gently take her arm. On her small wrist, there are angry red marks where Eleanor's fingers dug in. 5 distinct marks, the beginning of a handprint. Mr. Davies is beside us. Ethan, are you both all right? I saw the whole thing. We're shaken up, but we'll be okay. I say, thank you, Mr. Davies. You should take her to the school nurse, he says. Have her document those marks. The principal will want a report. He is right. Documentation. Evidence. We go straight to the nurse's office. The nurse is a kind woman named Mrs. Peterson. She clucks her tongue when she sees Chloe's wrist. She gently cleans the area. She takes out a school camera for the incident report, she says. She takes several clear, well-lit photos of the red marks. She measures them. She notes the time, 3:22 p.m. She is thorough. She gives Chloe an ice pack and a sticker. I thank her. I call Mark on the way to the car. I tell him what happened. His voice is tight with controlled anger. Is Chloe okay? She's scared, I say. But she's tough. The school nurse photographed the marks. Good, he says. Now you're going to the doctor, your family doctor. A second, independent medical report is crucial. The marks may have bruised by then, which is even better for our case. And call the school principal. Make sure that CCTV footage from the pickup area is preserved. Tell them you will be filing a police report and your lawyer will be subpoenaing it. Lawyer. The word sounds strange, but that is what this is now. A legal battle. We go to the doctor's office. Dr. Shaw has known Chloe since she was a baby. He is a gentle man, but his face darkens when he sees the wrist. Just as Mark predicted, the red marks are now turning into faint, ugly purple bruises. A clear handprint is forming on my daughter's skin. He documents it. He takes more photos. He writes a detailed report describing the injury as non-accidental and consistent with a forceful grip by an adult hand. Evening light bruise. 5:45 p.m. Another piece of the puzzle. Another nail for Eleanor's coffin. The next afternoon, 2 patrol officers took our statements at the curb. I held Chloe. The bruise was faint but visible. Eleanor marched over, yelling. Officers logged it and noted the bruise. Body cam caught the exchange. When we get home, Chloe is exhausted. I make her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese. We watch a movie. I try to make everything normal, but something has shifted. The fight was about me before, about my property, about money. Now it is about her. Eleanor hurt my child. She put her hands on my daughter to threaten me. This changes everything. This is no longer a strategic game of collecting evidence. This is a promise. A promise I make to my sleeping daughter as I stand in her doorway later that night. I will protect you. I will make this right. The evidence is no longer just a tool for defense. It is a weapon, and we have an arsenal. We assemble the proof. The next 3 days are a blur of methodical, relentless work. Mark and I turn my dining room into a command center. The polished wood table is covered with files, photos, and laptops. It looks like we are preparing for a corporate merger, but we are preparing for a war fought with paper and pixels. Every piece of evidence is a soldier in our army. Our first move is a Freedom of Information Act request, a FOIA request. I file it online with the county's Emergency Services Department. I ask for the audio recording and the full dispatcher's log from the 911 call Eleanor Vance made against me. It cost me $10. It is the best $10 I have ever spent. The audio file arrives in my email 2 days later. Mark and I listen to it together. Hearing her voice is chilling. She is calm. She is convincing. She sounds like a concerned citizen, not a liar. Mark replays that last line. Shoot if they resist. He looks at me. She was trying to get you killed, Ethan. No doubt about it. We save the audio file in triplicate, on my hard drive, on a USB stick, and on a cloud server. It is the cornerstone of our case. It proves her intent. It proves her malice. Next, we lay out the evidence from the water theft. We have the series of photos I took of the illegal T-pipe in the ground. We have the City Water Department's official report, which they emailed me a copy of. It details the code violations, the failed dye test, and the meter readings. We print the meter logs. I put them into a spreadsheet and create a graph. The graph is a simple, devastating picture. My water usage spikes, hers flatlines. It is the kind of clear, concise data that leaves no room for argument. We have the 811 dig safe map of my property showing where the legal pipes are. We place my photos of the illegal pipe next to it. The contrast is stark. This is legal. This is a crime. Mark handles the evidence from the night of the break-in. He has the official police report with the case number. He has the evidence bag with the glove inside. He has the perfect plaster cast of the boot print. Now we connect the boot to the plumber, Mark says. He spends an hour online. He finds the Miller & Son Plumbing Company website. On their Our Team page, there is a picture of Eleanor's brother-in-law, a man named Frank Miller. He is standing next to his van wearing a company t-shirt and a proud smile. On his feet are a pair of heavy-duty work boots. The tread pattern is distinctive. Mark downloads the photo. He uses a simple photo editing program to zoom in on the boot's sole. He puts the image side by side with a photo of our plaster cast. It is a match. The wear pattern, the logo, the spacing of the treads. It is a perfect match. It's circumstantial, Mark says, but it's strong. Very strong. He is not done. He remembers that my neighbor across the street, Mr. Coleman, has a doorbell camera. Not the teacher, a different house, different job, just the same last name. He's a quiet man who keeps to himself. Mark goes over and talks to him. He explains that we had a trespasser and asks if he would be willing to check his camera footage from that night. An hour later, Mr. Coleman emails us a video clip. The quality is not great, but it is good enough. It shows a man in a dark hoodie walking down the street and turning up my driveway. It shows him leaving 3 minutes later, running. The timestamp on the video matches my logbook exactly. We cannot see his face, but we see his build. We see his nervous, hurried movements. We see the bolt cutters in his hand. It corroborates my story completely. Finally, we assemble the evidence of the assault on Chloe. We have the school nurse's official incident report. We have the crystal clear photos she took of the initial red marks. We have the report from our family doctor. We have his photos of the bruises that formed later. We have a signed statement from Mr. Davies, the teacher who intervened. We have the email from the school principal confirming that the CCTV footage of the incident has been saved and will be provided upon a formal request from law enforcement. We take all of every photo, every report, every audio file, every video clip, and we organize it. We create a PowerPoint presentation. Simple, clean, factual. Slide 1. The 911 call. An audio clip embedded. A transcript below. Slide 2. The SWAT raid. Photos of the tire tracks on my lawn. A copy of the incident summary and dispatch log, noting no weapons were found. Slide 3. The illegal water tap. Photos, city report, the graph. Slide 4. The trespasser. Doorbell video. Photos of the cut latch, the glove, the boot print cast next to the picture of Frank Miller's boot. Slide 5. The assault. Photos of Chloe's wrist, the nurse's report, the doctor's report, the teacher's statement. It is a mountain of evidence, a solid, unshakable mountain. We have been methodical. We have been patient. We have let Eleanor Vance build her own cage, bar by bar. Now, it is time to show it to her. The annual HOA meeting is tonight. It had been on the calendar for weeks. It is usually a boring affair about budgets and lawn maintenance. Tonight will be different. Are you ready? Mark asks me. He is looking at the finished presentation on my laptop screen. She is going to lose her mind in front of everyone. You have to stay calm. Let the evidence speak. You are just the narrator. I look at the picture of the bruise on my daughter's arm. A small, faint handprint. I'm ready. I say. We plan the HOA reveal. The HOA meeting is in the community clubhouse. The room smells like stale coffee and air freshener. There are about 30 people here. Most of my neighbors are good people. They just want to live in a quiet, safe place. They have been bullied and pushed around by Eleanor for years. They are afraid of her. Tonight, that ends. We arrive early. Mark has a small projector and his laptop. We set it up on a table at the back. Eleanor is at the front of the room behind a long table, flanked by the other two board members. They look nervous. Eleanor looks confident. She is in her element. She smiles a tight, plastic smile at everyone who comes in. When she sees me, her smile falters for a fraction of a second. She sees Mark and the projector. A flicker of confusion crosses her face. Then she dismisses us. In her world, we are gnats, irritations to be swatted away. The meeting starts. Eleanor goes through the agenda, the budget report, the landscaping committee update. Then she gets to a new item, code of conduct violations. Her eyes find me in the crowd. It has come to the board's attention, she begins, her voice dripping with false concern, that some residents have been engaging in unapproved and, frankly, dangerous activities. Unauthorized major excavation, harassment of board members, and creating a hostile environment for our community. She is talking about me. She is trying to frame me before I can speak. The room is quiet. People are shifting uncomfortably in their metal folding chairs. They know this is directed at me. Therefore, the board is proposing a fine of $5,000 against Mr. Ethan Hayes for these violations. A collective gasp goes through the room. $5,000. It is an absurd amount. It is a punishment. It is a declaration of her power. Is there any discussion? Eleanor asks, a smug look on her face. I raise my hand slowly. Yes, Mr. Hayes, she says, her voice sharp. I have a presentation, I say. It is directly related to this. I believe it will provide some much-needed context for the board and for my neighbors. Eleanor hesitates. She does not want me to speak, but the rules of the meeting say a homeowner has the right to address the board. The other board members nod for me to proceed. Her hand is forced. Fine, she snaps, but make it quick. I walk to the back of the room where Mark is waiting. I take the remote for the projector. Mark turns it on. The wall behind Eleanor goes white. Thank you. I say, my voice calm and steady. I am an accountant presenting an audit. Nothing more. I would like to start with an audio recording. This is a 911 call placed from this community a few mornings ago. I press the button. Eleanor's voice fills the room. Calm, collected, lying. We hear her describe me as unstable. We hear her say I have a rifle. We hear her claim, I'm holding my daughter hostage. Then we hear the final line, clear as a bell. You should probably shoot if they resist. The silence in the room is absolute. People turn and stare at Eleanor. Her face is white. She opens her mouth to speak, but nothing comes out. I click to the next slide. A picture of the SWAT team outside my house at dawn. This was the result of that call. I say quietly. A call which the police report later classified as a false report. A felony. I click again. The presentation flows. A picture of my water meter showing the high reading. A picture of the muddy trench with the illegal T-pipe. This is why my lawn was being excavated. I discovered my water line had been illegally tapped. I show the graph. My usage in blue, soaring. Her usage in red, flat. This tap was diverting water in Costo, Mrs. Vance's property. Whispers erupt around the room. I see Gus shake his head in disgust. Eleanor is on her feet now. This is absurd. This is slander. He is the one who. I ignore her. I click to the next slide. The doorbell camera video of the man with bolt cutters plays on the wall behind her. We see him cut my latch. We see him flee. Then the side-by-side comparison. The plaster cast of the boot print from my yard next to the photo of her brother-in-law's work boot. The tread is a perfect match. This is the man who trespassed on my property with a weapon the night after the SWAT team was called. Eleanor is screaming now. Lies. These are all doctored photos. This is a conspiracy, but no one is listening to her. They are all watching the screen. I click to the final, most important slide. A close-up photo of the bruises on my 10-year-old daughter's wrist. A perfect, small handprint. And this, I say, my voice tight with a control that cost me everything, is what happened when Mrs. Vance confronted my daughter at school, grabbing her and threatening her to get me to stop. The room explodes. People are on their feet shouting. Not at me, at Eleanor. The other two board members look horrified. They are backing away from her. Mark steps forward. He is not shouting. His voice is calm and carries across the room. Everything you have seen has been documented. We have police reports, city records, medical reports, and notarized witness statements. The evidence has a clear, unbroken chain of custody. It is all admissible in a court of law. The phrase chain of custody lands like a hammer blow. It gives our presentation the weight of legal certainty. Eleanor Vance is cornered. Her power, built on whispers and intimidation, has evaporated under the harsh light of documented facts. She looks around the room at the faces of her neighbors. She sees no allies. She sees only contempt and disgust. Her rage collapses into a desperate, sputtering panic. She has lost control of the narrative. She has lost control of the room. The room flips. The aftermath of the presentation is swift and decisive. While Eleanor is still stammering, trying to call the meeting to order, one of the other board members, a quiet woman named Sophia, stands up. "I call for an emergency vote," she says, her voice shaking but firm. A vote to remove Eleanor Vance from the position of HOA president, effective immediately. The second board member instantly supports the motion. According to the bylaws, a motion like that requires a simple majority vote from the homeowners present. Hands shoot up all around the room. Mine, Mark's, Gus's, every single person. It is unanimous. Karen stands there, stunned into silence. Her reign is over. Just like that, Sophia takes charge. "This meeting is adjourned," she announces. "The board will meet in emergency session tomorrow to appoint an interim president and schedule a new election." People begin to file out, but many of them stop to pat me on the shoulder. "Thank you," one woman whispers. "She has been a tyrant for years." Another man shakes my hand. "You did what we were all too afraid to do." The next day, the board does more than just appoint an interim president. They pass a series of new bylaws. They call them the Sunshine Rules. First, all HOA board meetings will now be recorded, audio and video, with the recordings posted on the community website for any resident to review. No more secret decisions. Second, any HOA-mandated work that requires digging must have a confirmed 811 dig safe ticket on file before work can begin. No more weaponizing landscaping rules. Third, they institute a clear third-party arbitration process for disputes between neighbors, taking that power away from a single, biased board president. They are fixing the system, not just removing the bad actor. But our work is not done. The HOA recall is community justice. Now, it is time for legal justice. Mark and I take our entire evidence package to the local police precinct. We do not go to the front desk. We have an appointment with a detective, the one assigned to my trespassing case. We lay it all out for him on his desk. The 911 audio, the city water report, the medical reports on Chloe's assault. He listens to the 911 call with his headphones on. His eyebrows go up. He looks at the side-by-side boot print photos. He studies the pictures of Chloe's wrist. He does not say much. He just nods and takes notes. When we are finished, he leans back in his chair. "This is comprehensive," he says. "It is high praise from a detective. You've done most of my job for me." He explains the next steps. The evidence is more than enough to move forward. He will consolidate the false report, the theft of utilities from the city's report, the trespassing, and the assault on a minor into one case file. He will present this file to the district attorney's office. The DA will then decide which charges to formally file against Eleanor Vance and her brother-in-law, Frank Miller. Given the strength of the evidence, the detective says, I expect they will face multiple charges. For her, filing a false police report, theft of utilities, conspiracy. For him, trespassing, vandalism. For both of them, potentially assault charges regarding your daughter, the threat, and the physical act. A week later, we get the call. The district attorney's office has filed the charges. Eleanor Vance and Frank Miller are arrested, not at dawn with a SWAT team, but quietly, professionally. The system of justice, when given the right evidence, can work. It is slow, but it is powerful. The news spreads through the neighborhood like wildfire. There is no celebration. There is just a collective sigh of relief. The storm has passed. The bully has been held accountable. Life returns to normal. Normal. It is a word I did not fully appreciate until it was gone. Normal is the sound of birds at dawn, not heavy engines. Normal is my daughter riding her bike down the street without looking over her shoulder. Normal is digging in my own yard without fear. The street heals. It happens slowly, then all at once. People start talking to each other more. Gus decides to start a community garden club. He asks if they can use the common area near the front entrance. The same patch of land Eleanor always had covered in perfectly manicured, soulless shrubs. The new HOA board loves the idea. Soon, families are out there on weekends digging, planting vegetables and flowers. Kids run around chasing butterflies. The place starts to feel like a neighborhood again, not just a collection of houses with rules. I finished the sprinkler system. It works. New grass covers the trench. The scar fades. Our nerves do, too. Eleanor sells her house. A family moves in. 2 kids, a golden retriever, a hoop in the drive. Eleanor and her brother-in-law take a plea. Fines, community service, a record. Justice isn't a movie. It's paperwork that follows you. That's enough. Saturday. I'm checking the heads when Chloe comes out with her tiny trowel. What are you doing, Daddy? Making sure it works. She points to the spot we dug. Can we plant something there? Something pretty. Good idea. I say. What color? Bright, like sunshine. We buy yellow marigolds. We kneel in the dirt and plant them one by one. Press, pat, water. Her hands are small and steady. I watch my kid and breathe. We protected her, Mark and I. Not with fists, but with patience, process, and proof. We stand back, the flowers popping against the dark mulch. The street is quiet. Kids laugh. Chloe slips her dirt-streaked hand in mine. It looks better now, Daddy. It does. The ledger is balanced. I learned my brother is a rock. My neighbors care. I'm stronger than I thought. And the rule I'll teach my daughter forever: don't lie. Don't cry wolf.